Hello, this is Bobby at Copel TV Repair with a functionality proof video for LG 55LX6500-UB mainboard belonging to, MMC is what its initial. The board was repaired at the November 30th and sent to the customer. Customer came back saying that it didn't work and had a burn sign on it, and indeed it had. That was burned there, and that is the switch for the 12 volts power for the T-con, I believe. I forgot whether it was the T-con or for the T-con. Oh look, the LED driver is not even connected. It still works, but I will not do what they've done. I'll turn off the TV and connect it. And it was still working without it on the screen. It wasn't as bright, and I wonder if it will be better, so I'm turning it on. So what has happened is they installed the board and turned on the TV, and when nothing came up on the screen, they realized that they had unplugged the LVDS cable. And then they tried to plug it in while the TV was still on. That's not what they said, but that's what has happened. And as a result, they shorted the 12 volt output and burned that transistor. And the reason I say that so confidently is because I've done it at least 3 times myself in the exact same scenario and with the exact same outcome. It's just a user mistake, whether they like to admit it or not, and the customer doesn't give me trouble, and we will handle the return boards under warranty, even though we shouldn't be, but these are light in gray cases as to what and when, and we'll just do it that way instead of arguing whose and whose isn't, which is in contrast with something else. Today, a different customer returned a component that was damaged beyond repair. And the situation of making business on eBay is such that the customer is always right, and they will get the money back, and we'll get back to the, losing a sale, losing a component, and losing everything. And yesterday, for the first time in maybe 7, 5, 6, something like that years, we received back a board that is totally different from the one that we sent, and it was returned under the pretense that it was ordered by mistake. So all kind of a situation, and this is God Bless America, which is going down because customer is always right, and there are no good ways of protecting vendors or customers. If you're a customer and you're screwed up by a vendor, I'm sure it feels bad too. But we're a vendor and we get screwed up by customers and by the system, and this is again one of the many cases where we will take the bullet. This is just a functionality proof that the board is working. This is our original label. I'm just focusing on unique stuff. Actually, this was unique enough. For everyone else, and for this customer too, the system is made so that buyers can screw up vendors. If you're a vendor and if you cannot seek, and I'm not talking about this particular case, if you're a buyer and if you cannot seek justice, because you can't go to court or private court to prove anything, okay? If I show them a different board, that doesn't prove anything. It's not really, and if that happens over and over again, how do you guys find your moral? I mean, how do you find the moral ground for continuing to be honest and not flipping around and just going on eBay, buying something, and then returning something that's totally different, and just so that you feel level? This is a moral debate that I'm going on for 10 years. How others solve that? I would like to know. Tell me. And this customer, please leave us good feedback on eBay and everywhere else. This is the very least that you can do under the circumstance. This was a consumer mistake, and you may do it again. This cable tends to go bad from many insertions on our end. It sometimes can take a whole lot less. This is just an example of, and that's why I asked the customer to send me a picture of their cable. But then I asked them differently. Oh, come on, let me put it here so that you see better. This is an example of a bad cable. This can easily short. The shortage has happened here at the end, the original. And this has happened because of the so many times we plugged it in and plugged it out to test boards. This should go to junk. I keep it here in case that one goes bad and I don't have anything handy, and sometimes I can save the day by straightening it. It's just hard to throw out stuff that may do one more time. Anyhow, thank you very much for this, and have a good day. Stay honest for as long as you can.